Good day, student, and I hope everybody is doing well. Good. We are still on the strands, which is the number, and the substrands, which is also the counting, representation, and cardinality. With this, we are going to talk about other two methods that we use to model numbers, which include the place value wheel and then the place value charts. The place value wheel or the place value number wheel is a wheel or a ring that involve 10 or more circles or rings within themselves. The circles are within themselves with a place value digits and a pivot to model the numbers. They are intercircles within themselves with only one center, and these rings are with a place value digits. The number of rings depends on the questions. So always, if you want to construct or model a number using the place value wheel, the rings that you need to construct it depends on the questions given, or the ring needed to be drawn depends on the questions that will be stated for you. These circles or rings are within themselves with only one center or a pivot. The rings are set pebbles, stones, shapes, or dots. The rings do not accept numbers. It only accepts stones or dots. Let's talk about the other method that we can use to model numbers, which is the place value chart. It's a table or chart with two columns that shows the place value digits at the top and then the numbers at the bottom. The chart explains the numbers and its positions. The wheel will be given to you and they will ask you to use the place value charts to represent the numbers of the dots or the numbers that have been put in the wheel, and then write them in figures or in numerals. So let's solve one more example. I said we have the place value wheel and the place value charts. The wheels involve 10 or more circles or rings within themselves with a place value digit and a pivot to model a number. The number of rings depends on the question type. These circles or rings are within themselves with only one center or pivot. The rings accept pebbles, stones, shapes, or dots. It is a table, which is the place value chart. It's a table or chart with two columns that shows the place value digit at the top and the numbers at the bottom. The middle of the table explains the numbers and its positions where the numbers occupies. Let's solve one more example by using the place value wheel and at the same time using the place value charts. Example: show the given numbers below on a place value wheel. Use dots to represent pebbles or stones. So the question here, the numbers are 4, 9, 6, 0, 9, 8, 7, 2, 4, 5. Okay, so you're going to represent this one on a wheel. So you will draw your wheel and then you will demonstrate by using the dots or pebbles or stones to shows the quantity of these numbers stated on the place value charts. This is how the chart looks like. So the chart, it has the place value they get at the top and the numbers, which shows the positions where these numbers occupies. So let's quickly draw our wheel because the question says show the given numbers below on a place value wheel. So we are going to draw a place value wheel and then using dots to model these numbers on a place value wheel. Okay, good. So you write your solution. Let me solve it on the other sheet. You write your solution and then you draw your circle. So let's count and check the number of rings that will be needed here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we'll draw 10 circles within themselves with only one center. When you have the protractor and the compass, those who don't have the compass can use the protractor to draw the circles, but you can also use the compass. The compass is the most efficient tools that we can use to draw the circle, but others can use the protractor to draw the semicircle and again draw the other semicircle, but within themselves unless they use their free hand. But if you want your circle to be accurate and nice, then you use the compass. Then you construct 10 circles within themselves. Good. Then I'm now going to construct my 10 circles here. So let me start. That is my biggest circle. 2, 3, and 4. 5, 6, and let me count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Leave it one circle. Now, when you are done, then you label your rings using the place value digits. So you have the ones, you have the tens, you have the 100, you have the 1,000, you have tens of thousand, then you have the hundreds of thousand, then you move on to the million. Tens of million, hundreds of million. Then you move to billion. Now, this is how the place value will looks like. Okay. Then let me write on top the name of the field. This is the place value number field. Okay. Now you go back to the table and check the ones. The ones place, we have the 5 dots to model. Okay. So once we have the 5 here, we are going to model 5 dots on the ones place on the wheel. Okay. So when you come to the wheel, the ones place, then you model 5. You model 5. So you have the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is the 5 dots. Then you move on to the tens. The tens is 4. Then you come to the tens. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the tens. 4. Good. That is the tens. Then you move to the 100. We have the 2 dots, the 100. I'll model one here, and then I'll model the other one here. Okay, good. Then 1,000. For 1,000, we have 7. 7 dots. This is 1,000. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 7. Then for the tens of thousand, we have 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then the hundreds of thousands, we have 9. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Then the million is 0. So the million is 0, so you not model anything here. You leave it empty like that. Then you move on to the tens of million is 6. Then this is the tens of millions ring or the arena. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 6. Then you check the hundreds of million, that is also 9. Then you model hundreds of millions, area is here. So here will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That is the tens of, we have done with the tens, and that is the hundreds of million. Now you move on to the last one, which is the billion, which is also 4. So you're going to model the 4. So I can also start from here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, good. Now we have done. The numbers are being represented by using dots. Oh, so this is how the numbers are being shown on the place value view. Use dots to represent pebbles or stones. Remember that view does not accept numbers, it only accepts dots or any stone types. Okay, good. Now let's see a situation whereby you have the view, but they will ask you to draw the place value charts to represent those dots in the view in a number form. So we have done with a situation whereby you have the place value numbers, or you have the charts and the numbers, and you use the field to represent those numbers, and this is how you construct the field. But you are moving on to the situation whereby you have the wheel with a lot of dots within, and they will ask you to represent those dots by using the place value charts. Good. Now let's go. Now the example 2. Count the number of pebbles in each ring and represent the number on the place value chart. So which means that we are going to represent these dots on the place value charts. Okay. The wheel has been given to us with a lot of dots here. So you have to translate these dots into numbers by using the place value chart. Good. So let's solve this one. You write your solution. Solution. Good. Then the table names, you write place value charts. Good. So let me construct, but before then you need to count the number of rings so that it will get an impact on the table that you're going to construct. You can't just construct any table just like that. So here you check the number of rings here. So let's count the number of rings. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So you construct 10 columns. Okay, good. The table, have my nice table here. Good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Then, like what we said about the place value charts, we have the place value digit at the top. So you indicate the place value digit at the top here. Here will be the ones. Okay, that'll be ones. That'll be ones here. Here will be tens. Here will be hundred. Here will be ones of thousand. That is a thousand. Then you move on to the tens of thousand. Tens of thousand. That is the 10,000. Then here will be the hundreds of thousand. That is the 100,000. Then here will be the million. Then here will be the tens of million. Here will be the hundreds of million. And here will be the billion. Well, good. Now, once you have done, then move back to the wheel. You count the number of pebbles or the dots in a particular arena. So when you come to the ones arena here, the ones arena, we have only 3 dots. Okay. Then you move on to the face value charts. So the ones here, you write only 3 here. Okay. That will be 3. That will be 3 here. Okay. Then you move on to the tens. You count the number of fields in the tens. Okay. So the number of dots in the tens, this is the tens area. So you count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the tens is 5. Then you come to the tens. That is the 5. Good. Good. Then you move back to the 100. The hundreds arena. This is the hundreds arena. We have the 1 is only 1 in the hundreds arena. We have only 1 here. Then you come to the hundreds of the table. Then you write 1. Good. Then you move back to the wheel again to check the thousands. This is the 1,000. We have 1, 2, 3. So the 1,000 is 3 here. Then you write 3 corresponding table here. That's the 3. Now you have got when you have 3. Now no sound check the next ring, which is the tens of thousand. Then you count. You check all the rings to count the number of dots over there. One, yes, all check all the rank the area occupies here. Then you count the number of rank. And we have the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Tens of thousand, we have 5. Then write 5. Now we are moving on to the hundreds of thousand, which is the 100,000 arena. So hundreds of thousand, then you check all the area, check all the area twice to confirm whether there's nothing here. Now the hundreds of thousands is empty, so you can't leave it. Empty means what? Circle, okay? That is nothing. So you put what? 0 to represent empty. Because we have a number that represents empty, so you put 0 to represent that. Good. Then you move back to the next rank. I think it's million here. To check all the millions. We have 1, 2, 3. The millions are 3 million. Then you write 3 here. That is 3 million here. Then you check the next one, which is the tens of million, and then the tens of million to count. 1, the tens of million is only 1. Okay, this is the only 1. Okay, then that is 10 million. We have only 1 here. Then you check the immediate rank, which is the hundreds of million. The hundreds of million, we have 1 here. We have 2, 3, 4. The hundreds of million, they are 1, 2, 3, 4. Then you write the hundreds of million, 4. That is the 4. 2. Now you check the last ring, and then you count the number of dots over there. Here is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's count again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is 5 billion. Then go back to your table, and then you write 5 under the billion. That is 5. And that is 5. Now we have done with the place value charts, where a view was given to us, and then we count the number of dots within the view corresponding to each table here, 1s, 10s, 100 in that order. Okay, good. Don't forget to write the notes. See you later. Thank you. Bye.